Do you struggle with forgetting the words that you have learned after a few days or a week? If so, you're not alone. Many language learners face the same issue, but don't worry, there is a solution. In this video, I'm going to share with you a speed technique which is based on how the memory works to improve your memory retention of new words and concepts. Before we talk about this technique, let me show you what I found out about the memory process. Researchers suggest that to remember what you studied, you need to enable your brain to move the information from your short-term to long-term memory. Short-term memory is where you keep the information for a short period of time and can hold a few pieces of information. The information in your short-term memory can be easily lost due to time and inattention. On the other hand, the long-term memory is where you keep the information for a long period of time and has immense storage capacity. To transfer the information from your short-term to long-term memory, you need to go through these three processes of memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Encoding is how the information is learned or encoded, usually done through these four encoding methods: semantic, visual, acoustic, and tactile encodings. I will talk about these four encoding methods later in this video, so make sure you stick around. Storage is how, where, how long, and how much the information is, the encoded information is retained within your memory system. The final process, retrieval, is how you access the stored information and use it when you need it. So now you've learned about how our memory works. The question is, how can we apply these three processes to your learning vocabulary? Here is the speed technique which I personally implemented and found effective. It involves 5 simple steps. Step number 1, the S stands for select. Firstly, you need to select or set vocabulary themes that you want to work on. For example, business or tourism. And then break it down into smaller categories such as types of tourism, travel destination, or business skills. Step number 2, the P stands for plan. So after choosing your target vocabulary, you need to set a timeline for each category and try to focus on one theme at a time. This will help you avoid confusions and make your learning more organized and efficient. Step number 3, the E stands for explore, in other words, learn. So now you have set your learning goal and plan. And then it's time for you to choose the right method in order to implement your plan. In this step, you can choose one or more of the encoding methods to learn new vocabulary, depending on your learning style and preferences. So now let's dive into each encoding method. Number 1, semantic encoding. It involves learning new word meaning, usage, and connections to related words by using a dictionary or a thesaurus. Number 2, visual encoding. This method involves learning new words through images or visual sensory information, such as flashcards, pictures, or videos to associate the new words. Number 3, acoustic encoding. This method involves learning new words through auditory cues. For example, you can use songs, podcasts, or audiobooks to listen to the new words and their pronunciations. The final method, which is tactile encoding. This method involves learning new words through the sense of touch. For example, you can use gestures, movement, or games to interact with the new words physically. However, this particular method is not helpful in e-learning. After you have determined your learning method, you can find the corresponding authentic materials that cover the target vocabulary you are studying and use them as your resources. Before we move to the step number 4, I have 2 recommendations for you. Number 1, it's more effective than just memorizing the word definition because it also involves learning how the words are used, combined, and structured. Number 2, try to limit yourself to 10 words at a time so that you don't overload your short-term memory. Step number 4, the A stands for apply. When it comes to learning new words, you need to actively engage with them so that those words can be stored in your long-term memory. You can use the vocabulary or the words that you have studied in different contexts and formats. For example, you can create sentences, write essays, or explain concepts using the words that you've learned. This will help you to consolidate your learning and also practice your skills. The final step, the R stands for repeat. Because repetition is a powerful tool for long-term memory retention, you should make it a habit to regularly review the words that you learn and revisit the materials related to those words. This will help you to refresh your memory and also prevent forgetting. That's it for the speed technique. You can use this technique and adjust it to your own needs and goals. Once you feel confident with a set of vocabulary, you can move to the next one. Remember, patience is a key because mastering a skill or vocabulary takes time and efforts, especially with all the distractions and the challenges we deal with every day. But if you stick around to your plan, you will see the result. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!